The room is glass on every side. 40 stories up, and the city looks like a circuit board that someone lit on fire. You're sitting at the head of a table that cost more than your first apartment did in rent for 3 years. There are 9 people in suits across from you, and every one of them is watching your pen. The document in front of you is 1 page, 1 number on it, $600 million. Your hand isn't shaking. That's the strange part. You thought it would shake. You think about the woman who isn't in this room. You think about the friend who stopped answering. You think about a folding chair and a laptop with a screaming fan, and a striped dashboard that said 0 for 11 months straight. The lawyer slides the pen half an inch closer. "Whenever you're ready," she says. You look out the window one more time. This is your journey. Chapter 1. The Dream. Age 18. The ceiling of your bedroom has 41 glow-in-the-dark stars on it. You know because you counted them every night in high school when you couldn't sleep. You're counting them now. It's the summer after graduation. The house is a 2-bedroom rental on the edge of a town nobody drives through on purpose. Your mom works nights at the county hospital. The refrigerator hums louder than it should, and the second bedroom is technically a closet with ambition. You share a wall with the water heater. When it kicks on at 5 a.m., the whole room ticks like a bomb. You have $400 in a checking account and a used laptop with a crack in the corner of the screen that you've learned to read around. Everyone told you to go to the state school, get the degree, get the safe job. Your uncle said it at Thanksgiving with a mouthful of turkey. You gotta have something to fall back on. You don't want something to fall back on. You want something to fall forward into. You've been teaching yourself to code since you were 15, sitting in the school library after the buses left because the Wi-Fi at home cut out every time it rained. You learned Python from a stranger's videos in a forum where people were kind to you at 2 a.m. when they had no reason to be. You don't have a plan yet. You have a feeling. The feeling is that the world is about to change in a way nobody around you can see. That the machines are learning to think, a little, in ways they didn't last year. And that a kid with nothing but time and a cracked screen might be able to build something on the ground floor of it. At night, you write ideas in a spiral notebook. Most of them are bad. You know they're bad. You write them anyway because the notebook is the only place that doesn't tell you no. On the last page, before you fall asleep, you write 1 line. Build something that matters, even if it takes everything. You don't know yet that it will take everything. You just think it sounds good. Chapter 2. The First Failure. Age 21. The apartment is above a laundromat, and everything you own smells faintly of other people's detergent. You have 3 roommates and 1 bathroom. Your bedroom is the living room, sectioned off with a bookshelf and a bedsheet you thumbtack to the ceiling. Rent is $480 a month, and it is, most months, $480 you do not have. You dropped out of the state school after 1 year. Not because you failed, because you were building at night and sleeping through the lectures, and one morning you did the math on the tuition and the debt, and it stopped making sense. Your mom cried on the phone, not angry crying. The other kind, the kind that's harder. "I just don't want you to end up with nothing," she said. You have nothing now, and you tell her it's temporary. You believe it. Mostly. Your first company is called Table. It's a tool that's supposed to help small restaurants manage reservations using a scheduling model you built yourself. You spent 14 months on it. You skipped a friend's wedding for it. You ate ramen so many nights in a row that the smell of it now makes your stomach turn. You launch it on a Tuesday. You've imagined this Tuesday for over a year. The rush of sign-ups, the emails, the moment it becomes real. It's 2:13 in the morning. The apartment smells like cold coffee. Your laptop fan screams every time you compile a fix. You've refreshed the dashboard 37 times today. Still nothing. 3 restaurants sign up in the first month. One of them is your cousin's pizza place, and he only did it because you asked him to at a barbecue. By month 4, you have 0 paying customers and a credit card that's maxed at the exact worst moment. You shut table down on a Sunday. It takes 11 minutes to delete 2 years of your life. You sit on the floor of the living room bedroom afterward, and you don't cry. And somehow that's worse. One of your roommates finds you there. He hands you a beer and doesn't say anything, which is the smartest thing anyone does for you that year. Here's what nobody tells you about failure. It doesn't feel like a lesson while it's happening. It just feels like losing. But somewhere in the wreckage of table, you learn the thing that will save you 6 years from now. You learn that you built something nobody asked for. You built what was interesting to you instead of what was painful to them. You write it on the wall above your mattress in marker, so you'll see it every morning. Solve a real problem for a real person who is really suffering. Then you start again. Chapter 3. The Breakthrough. Age 24. You have a real job now, and you hate that you need it. It's a mid-sized software company in a gray building near the airport. You write code for a product you don't care about, 40 hours a week, for a salary that finally means the ramen is a choice again, and not a sentence. You rent a studio apartment by yourself for the first time in your life. It has a real bed, a window that faces a parking lot, but a window. The first night you slept there alone, you lay in the dark and listened to the silence and thought, this is what stability feels like. And then thought, I can't stay here. Because you're still building at night. The day job ends at 6. Your real work starts at 7. The idea came from the worst part of your own job. Every day at the office, you watched people drown in customer support tickets. The same questions, 1,000 times, answered by exhausted humans who quit every few months because the work hollowed them out. You'd been playing with the new language models on nights and weekends. They were getting good, not perfect, but good enough that you started to see it. What if a small business could have a support agent that actually understood their product? Not a dumb chatbot with buttons. Something that read their documentation, learned their voice, and answered like it cared. You call it Kindred. You build the first version in a 3-month sprint that nearly ends you. You wake at 5, code before work, code on your lunch break in your car, code until 1 in the morning. Your girlfriend at the time, Maya, starts saying the laptop like it's another person in the relationship. You're here, she says one night, but you're not here. You tell her it's just until the launch. You don't yet understand that for you, there is always another launch. You get your first real customer at 24, a small e-commerce company selling handmade candles. The founder is a woman named Priya, who's been answering support emails until midnight herself. You set Kindred up for her on a Thursday. On Friday, she emails you. I slept a full night for the first time in 2 years. Thank you. You read it 4 times. That email does something the money never quite does. It tells you that the thing on the wall above your old mattress was right. You solved a real problem for a real person who was really suffering. 10 customers by the end of the year. Then 30. The revenue is small, but it's real, and it's growing. And one night you open the dashboard, and it's no longer 0, and it's never going to be 0 again. You quit the gray building on a Monday. You give 2 weeks' notice you don't have to give because your mother raised you right. Walking out to the parking lot for the last time, you sit in your car and you don't turn the key for a while. You're terrified. You've never been happier. Chapter 4. The Grind. Age 28. You have 11 employees now, and none of them know how scared you are. The office is a single room in a shared building downtown, exposed brick and second-hand desks, and a coffee machine that everyone complains about and nobody replaces. There's a whiteboard covered in numbers that never stops being erased and rewritten. Kindred is doing 7 figures a year in revenue. On paper, you've made it. In your body, it doesn't feel like making it. It feels like holding a door shut against a flood. You moved into a nicer apartment 2 years ago, and you've spent maybe 40 nights there. Mostly you sleep on the couch in the office because a competitor just raised $40 million, and they're bigger than you, and they're coming for the exact customers you bled to earn. Your daily routine has no edges anymore. You wake up already behind. You check the metrics before your feet hit the floor. Support fires, hiring fires, an engineer who quit, a customer threatening to leave, an investor email you've reread 11 times trying to decode what they actually want. You raise your first real round of funding, $12 million, and the day the money hits the account, you feel a spike of joy that lasts about 90 minutes before you realize what you've done. You've sold a piece of the thing. Now other people are counting on it too. The pressure doesn't go away. It multiplies. Maya is gone by now, not in a dramatic way. She just stopped waiting. The last thing she said wasn't cruel. "I hope it's worth it," she said. "I really do." You told yourself you'd call her back when things calm down. Things never calm down. There's a night. You'll remember this one for the rest of your life, where you're the last person in the office at 3 a.m., and the whole company is on fire in 6 different ways, and you walk to the window and press your forehead against the cold glass, and you think, very clearly, I could just stop. I could shut it down and get a normal job and sleep and see people and be a person. And then you think about Priya sleeping through the night, about the 41 glow stars on your childhood ceiling, about the line in the spiral notebook. You go back to your desk. You keep the door shut against the flood. Your biggest victory that year isn't a number. It's the morning you walk in, and the 11 people you hired are already there, laughing about something, building the thing without you telling them to. You realize you didn't just build a product. You built a place, and you'd give almost anything to protect it. Almost. You just haven't found out yet what the almost costs. Chapter 5. The Empire. Age 34. You don't do your own laundry anymore. You notice this on a Sunday, and it lands strangely, like a fact about someone else. Kindred has 300 employees across 4 offices. You're one of the largest AI companies in the world in your category. The number attached to your company in the press has 9 figures in it, and people say it out loud in front of you like it's your name. You have a house now, a real one, with rooms you don't use. There's a view. There's a gym you walk past. There's a kitchen a chef you've met twice sometimes cooks in. You are, by every external measure, the person the 18-year-old on the floor of that closet bedroom dreamed of becoming. You are also more alone than you have ever been. Your days are back-to-back now, scheduled by an assistant, sliced into 15-minute pieces. You fly more than you drive. You've seen the inside of 30 airports and almost none of the cities attached to them. You've eaten dinner alone in more hotel restaurants than you can count, laptop open, the food going cold beside you the way it did at 24, except now the plate is expensive. The success is real. So are the new problems, and the new problems are worse, because you can't tell anyone about them. You're being sued by a competitor. You lie awake over it. 2 of your earliest employees, people who were there in the exposed brick room, leave to start a rival company, and it feels like family walking out. And you can't even be angry because you know you'd have done the same at their age. You have a security consultation because someone sent a threat. You have money conversations that would have made the kid on the floor weep with relief, and they mostly make you tired. Your mother is older now. You bought her a house. She's proud of you in a way that's genuine, and also a little careful, like she's proud of a version of you she doesn't fully recognize. "You look tired, baby," she says on the phone. "Are you happy?" There's a pause before you answer. The pause is the truth. "I'm building something that matters, Mom." Which isn't the same thing, and you both know it, and neither of you says so. Here's what money solves. It solves fear about the refrigerator. It solves the ramen. It solves the water heater ticking at 5 a.m. It buys your mother a house and your team the best tools and the ability to say yes to almost anything. Here's what money doesn't solve. The empty chair across the dinner table. The friends whose weddings you missed who stopped inviting you. The nagging 4 a.m. question of who you'd be if the whole thing disappeared tomorrow. You are standing on top of the mountain you spent 16 years climbing. And you're starting to understand that the view from the top is mostly of how far you are from everyone you left at the bottom. Chapter 6. The Exit. Age 45. The room is glass on every side. You remember the beginning of this now because you're living it. 40 stories up. The city like a lit circuit board. 9 people in suits and a 1-page document with a number that ends in 8 zeros. $600 million. A company you've never heard your customers complain about buying the company you built from a cracked laptop. They want the technology. They want the team. They want your name on a slide in a boardroom you'll never sit in. You've thought about this moment for 2 years, since the first offer came in and you turned it down, and the second, and the third. Each time you told yourself you weren't done, that the thing still needed you. The truth, which arrived slowly and then all at once, is that you're tired in a place sleep doesn't reach. The night before the signing, you couldn't sleep, so you did something you hadn't done in years. You drove yourself. No assistant. No calendar. You drove past the gray building near the airport, where you used to write code you hated. It's a different company now. The sign is different. You sat in the parking lot in a car worth more than your childhood home, and you thought about the kid who couldn't turn the key. Then you drove to the street with the laundromat. It's still there. The apartment above it has someone else's curtains in the window now. You sat outside it for a long time. You thought about Maya, about the 2 employees who left, about Priya, who you haven't spoken to in years, whose candle company Kindred outgrew a decade ago, about your mother, careful and proud, about every dinner that went cold. You thought, I got everything I wanted. And then the quieter thought, the one that had been waiting patiently for 16 years to be heard. At what cost? Now the lawyer slides the pen half an inch closer. Whenever you're ready, she says. Your hand isn't shaking. You thought it would shake. You think about the 41 glow-in-the-dark stars. You sign your name. It takes about 4 seconds. The 9 people in suits smile and stand and reach across the table, and there's applause, actual applause, and someone opens a bottle of something that costs $1,000. You are, in this moment, one of the wealthiest people you know. You have never felt so much like the kid on the floor of the closet bedroom, listening to the water heater tick, counting stars, waiting for a life to begin. Chapter 7. The Cost. Present day. It's 2:13 in the morning. You've noticed you still wake up at this time. 16 years of it wired something into you that the money couldn't unwire. The house is quiet. Too quiet. You have every room a person could want and no reason to walk into most of them. You don't have to work anymore. That's the thing nobody warns you about. For your entire adult life, the work was the walls holding you up, and now the walls are gone, and you're finding out what's actually inside. You make your own coffee now. You started doing it again a few months ago. It's a small thing. It feels like remembering a language you used to speak. You called Maya, finally. She's married, 2 kids. She was kind on the phone, and happy, and it was clear she'd stopped waiting for this call a long, long time ago. You told her she was right, that it cost more than you thought. "I know," she said. "Not cruel, just true. I hope you find the thing now, the real one." You've been having dinner with your mother once a week. Actual dinner. You cook badly, and she laughs at you, and it's the best hour of your week, and you can't believe you spent 2 decades too busy for it. You look at your old spiral notebook sometimes, the bad ideas, the last line on the last page. Build something that matters, even if it takes everything. You did build something that matters, and it took everything. Here's what you know now, at 2:13 in the morning, in a house that silence owns. The dream was real. The work was worth doing. Somewhere out there, thousands of people slept through the night because of the thing you made, and that means something that no ledger can hold. But the years don't come back. The empty chairs stay empty. And the mountain you climbed for 16 years turned out to be a place you could only visit, never live. You got the 600 million. The question you're left with, the one you'll carry for the rest of your life, isn't whether it was worth it. It's whether you'd do it all again, exactly the same way, knowing the cost. And the honest answer, the one you can only admit at 2:13 in the morning with the coffee going cold in your hands, is that you're not sure. You lived an extraordinary life. You just wish you'd been there for more of it. This was your journey.